I'd like to thank UpVote Virginia for inviting me to speak with you today. I'm really excited for this organization to be launching a new chapter. And I'd like to thank Governor and Senator George Allen for saying a few words as well. George and I aren't always at the same events. I enjoyed being his lieutenant governor in the mid-90s, and he was always very kind to me, even when I was trying to be the loyal opposition. But thanks, George, for being part of this bipartisan effort to show how ranked choice voting brings people together no matter their political leanings. This is an issue that really puts the will of the voters front and center. I've been a supporter of democracy reform for a long time, from co-sponsoring the Fair Representation Act, which would be ranked choice voting for congressional primaries and general elections, and working on projects on multi-member districts, and really very proud to support Amendment 1 in Virginia in 2020. There weren't a lot of us who thought we should give up the power when we had it, but this is something I care very deeply about. And I'm really happy that Virginia probably has the least gerrymandered congressional districts in the country right now. We know how tenuous and fragile American democracy can be. We're looking at what's happening in Wisconsin right now, Georgia. We've seen, sadly, a former president and his allies try to overturn a free and fair election. And we're still working through the fallout, but this didn't happen by accident. When we have single member districts with plurality voting, not ranked choice voting, we get this extreme polarization. We get a lack of trust in our institutions as low as we've ever seen, because so many representatives don't have to worry about the political ramifications of what happens back home. They're, and this is on the right and the left, appealing to a very small, intense, extreme base and not reflecting the will of most Americans. Well, ranked choice voting is one thing that we can do to mitigate all of these issues. We've seen it work in states and localities all across America. When voters are able to rank their choices, instead of picking just one person, voters are given more options, the candidates are more diverse, slates are put together that have a lot more diversity, more women, more people of color. But the best part is that extreme voices tend to be drowned out by the people, the moderate, raging center. Here in Virginia, it's been great to see the lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans, coming together to strengthen our democracy in recent years. We've expanded early voting. We've adopted our own statewide Voting Rights Act. I just had a primary. 8 years ago, there were 10 of us on the ballot, a lot of really good candidates, state legislators, mayors, heads of urban league, things like that. Only 38,000 people showed up. This year, with only 2 of us, but because of the reforms made in the Virginia Assembly, 56,000 showed up, more than 50% more, just because of those reforms. And we've implemented same-day voter registration. The list goes on and on. So I think it makes sense to build on this momentum by enhancing the way our elected officials are chosen in the first place. And that means having localities take advantage of HB 1103, which allows cities and counties across Virginia to adopt an RCV, a ranked choice voting pilot program. I know that when voters see how this process works, by the way, everywhere it's been implemented, voters find it easy to understand, they really like it, and they become more engaged, and democracy will be strengthened as well. What we've seen every place ranked choice voting is implemented, turnout goes up. And if you believe that democracy is about the will of the people, it works. So with that, I just want to thank UpVote for having me here today. I'm so appreciative of your work on this issue, and encourage anyone that wants to see stronger democratic systems to lend a hand in their efforts. Thanks so much, and good luck, and thanks to Governor Senator George Allen for being with us.